Hey guys, today I wanted to share a card, make a card with you all. And so I've done some prep work because this, I stamped some images and colored them and cut them out. And so just for time's sake, I went ahead and did that. But the stamp set I'm using is this one. It's by Recollections. It's called Robots. And the images that I used were, let's see, this little guy, and this little guy, and this little guy. I'm also using this sentiment, "You Wind Me Up." So I've already stamped and colored those. I colored those with my Copics, and this is the first one. Let's see. This one. And then this one. And this one. And the colors I used for the orange parts, I used YR65 and YR68, and those are just orange in the tall. I used B32 and B34, which is pale blue and manganese blue. And then for my green, I just used one color, YG03. And then my colorless blender to clean up any mistakes. So I got those all colored. This I'm going to use is a border strip from the actual paper collection by Recollections called Sprockets and Sprockets. And this was just a border, a piece with borders on it. And so I cut that out. I'm going to use this orange striped, I don't know if you can see it very well on my camera, but it's orange, and it's a dark orange and light orange stripe. And that's from DCWV's Animal Cracker Sack. And then I'm going to use this lime green color, and this is just Recollections. And this blue color, which is also Recollections. And for my little images, I used Tuxedo Black Memento ink because I colored them with my Copics, and you always want to use Memento when you color with your Copics. So I've went ahead and scored my card base, and this is Manila cardstock. You can get this in the art department in Hobby Lobby. This is a heavier weight cardstock than the one in the scrapbooking. I think the scrapbooking cardstock is like a 60 pound, and this is like 120. So it's a good bit heavier, and I like to use it for card bases. So my first piece is going to be this. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and put this down. This is a standard size A2 card. And so it's 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I just cut this mat at 1/8 of an inch smaller than the card because I wanted just a really light, really thin border of the card base. So I'm going to glue this down. And this is going to my boyfriend, so there's not going to be any ribbon or anything on this. But you could put ribbon, I guess, if you wanted. So we got that first mat down, and then we're going to put our green mat down. And this is cut 1/8 inch smaller than the blue mat. So 1/4 an inch smaller than the card base, which would put it at 5 1/4. We're just going to glue this down. Adhere this down onto our blue, leaving a small border all the way around, 1/8 inch. So I got that down. And as you can see, you can't see very much of the blue, but I still wanted it there. I love stacking mats on for some reason. But this orange one I wanted smaller because I wanted more of the green to show, so I actually cut it a whole 1/4 inch. So this was cut at 5 inches by 4 8/16, something like that. It's 1/8 smaller than 4 inches. So I'm going to adhere that down to this green, and so there'll be more green showing on here. So that's what it looks like so far. And I'm going to put my border strip, which was cut at 5 inches, because I just want it to go across the orange. I'm just going to lay it down because I'm going to do some embossing with some clear embossing powder, and I don't want it to get on the border strip. So I have this. It's called Big Embossy. It's by Ranger, and this is just what I use. It smells like peppermint to me, and I like it, so I use it. But I'm going to lay my border strip down, and actually I think I need to cut just a little bit off of it. It just seems to be a tad bit more than it should be. So I'm going to cut that off. Alright. So I'm going to lay that down where I want it. And then I've already mounted my sentiment, and it says, "You wind me up." And I'm going to stamp that right down there with this embossing, so I know about where I want it. And I'm not going to use the clear, I'm going to use the black because I want it to show up. I just want some dimension. So, can I get my card? And I probably should have done this before I'd adhered them down, but I'm kind of new at doing card tutorials and videos them at the same time. So, just bear with me. We'll get there, right? So I'm just going to stamp this right here, and it says, "You wind me up." And I'm going to sprinkle my embossing powder over it and tap off the excess. Pour this back in here so I don't make an utter mess. For some reason, every time I emboss, I wind up with embossing powder everywhere, even though I put it up. I still do. So I'm going to I'll just use this folder to put under what I'm embossing so that it won't warp my mat. So there you go. You wind me up. And it worked a little bit, but that's okay. It's not too bad. Alright, so now I'm going to adhere my border strip. Just use my ACG. And I think I want the top to go like this. And shoot, it wasn't straight. I'll put it down like that. So it looks like this so far. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals and put these little guys on. So let me see if I can find my. I got circle pop dots, but I want to use some square ones. Here they are. So these dimensionals are just from, I think these are recollection ones, I'm not sure. I take them out of their packaging and just throw them in a container I have. So, and I'm using the smaller ones. I don't and just take the backs off your dimensionals, and some of my backs already came off. But that's okay. Alright, so I wanted this little guy to go here, and this little guy to go here, and this little guy to go right in the middle, like that. And it just seems to be missing something. I'm not sure what, but I think I'm gonna go in with my white gel pen and put some stitching around the edge of this mat. Okay, so that's my completed card, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Bye.